Good morning, everybody. Lesson 7, talking about equivalent fractions. So, equivalent has a key word in there, equal. So you're looking at fractions that are the same amount, but they're going to have different numerators and denominators, but it would be the same amount. So I always think of it as pizzas. So I could eat one giant slice, or I could eat 2 smaller slices, or 3 even smaller slices, but I could eat the same amount of pizza. All right, so I'm glad that they gave you the picture. If we were at school, we would have our fraction bars, but when you look at that one common line down the middle, those are all equivalent fractions. Oh, I didn't draw that very well. So when you look at it, that's only one of the blue ones, which is half. It's 2 of those yellow ones here. That's 1/4 and 1/4, which is 2/4. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those eighths, so it's 4/8. So 1/2 is equal to 2/4, which is equal to 4/8. And if we were at school, I'd ask you guys, what do you notice about those numerators and denominators? And you would come up with numerator is half of the denominator, meaning the top number is half the size of the bottom number, and you would start coming up with other ones like 50 100ths, and then somebody would say 500 1,000ths, and somebody might say whatever 200 400ths. And I would say those are all equivalent to 1/2 too. Now, the difference is you wouldn't have a pizza and cut it into 100 pieces and eat 50 of them, just because you wouldn't cut it into 100 pieces, but you could still eat half of the pizza. Same thing here. If you had a pizza, it'd be pretty hard to cut it into 1,000 equal pieces, but you'd have to eat 500 of them in order to eat half the pizza. They're all equivalent. So when you look at these, complete the 2 equations. This is asking you fourths, so 2/4 equals 1/2, and then you just are filling it in here. How many eighths? So we had 4/8 is equal to 1/2. So what 2 fractions are equivalent to 1/2? Well, 2/4 and 4/8. So how many eighths are in 1/4? So now you'd be comparing that 1/4 to the 1/8. Now 1/2 can't be equal to that because it's too big. So I'll let you finish that one. Move on to the next page, which has a puzzle penguin. Never right. How many sixths are in 1/3? So this is where it gets a little bit tricky because they don't give us the diagram anymore. So what I would always do is just draw it out. So let's do this as just 2 bars. So these are going to be my thirds. That's not very good. I can do better than that. Let's go here and here, maybe. Well, that's not great either. Right in between those there. Thirds. Now, if I were dividing this bottom one, I would have to divide it into 6, which means I could take those thirds, so I can draw those lines all the way through, and then I'm going to cut each of those in half, which will give me 1 6, 2 6, 3 6, 4 6, 5 6, 6 6. So, didn't take me too long to draw. So this is 1/3, and this is 1/6. So it says, how many sixths are in 1/3? Well, I would need 2 of those 6. So 2 6 is equal to 1/3. How many sixths are in 2/3? So this is 1/3. This is also 1/3. So I'd have to count 1, 2, 3, 4 sixths are in 2/3. And then I can do the puzzle penguin on the bottom, which never right. And then this would be do the check for understanding. That'd be a good one. All right, so if you get it pretty quick, if it sounds hard, stick with me after our morning meeting.